Welcome everyone to my discussion and predictions for the SH Figuarts Marvel Cinematic Universe line for the near future. And this is based on the history of releases, the current lines, and of course the upcoming movies and series. So Bandai Tamashii Nations have created a huge line for the MCU since 2013 with the Iron Man 2 line, and now have a collection from the first Avengers all the way to Endgame. However, there are still characters we are yet to see and long due, whilst Marvel's main figure line, Hasbro Marvel Legends, are growing and improving and have already brought out the Black Widow solo movie figures, Shang-Chi, and made announcements for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, WandaVision, and Eternals. And most recently, of course, we have pictures of Quicksilver from the Age of Ultron line. All of these figures, of course, we don't have in the Tamashii Nations. So SH Figuarts is more of a high-end figure with quality accessories, more in the line with the Mayfex, Mezcos, but doesn't stop collectors, including me, maybe sometimes choosing the Marvel Legends, considering it's more affordable, 2 to 3 times less the price, sometimes better in likeness, and a more complete line. So this list will be the Bandai figures I believe are due for a release. I will also include prototypes we have seen at the exhibitions, but are yet to have announcements. So first up would be Black Widow from the first Avengers Assemble movie, and we've had the latest releases of Iron Man Mark 6, Captain America 4, and made announcement for the Hulk, so they'll surely bring out the rest of the original team. And we've had the looks of the Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Endgame already, as well as the solo movie version, so this would surely complete the history of Black Widow. Hasbro do have a Winter Soldier figure which allows a head swap, so they essentially have this figure already. Then we have Hawkeye from the Avengers Assemble. Of course, this is the reasons explained before, and we already had 3 figures of Clint Barton with the Age of Ultron, the Endgame, as well as the Endgame Ronin figure. And Hasbro do have a Hawkeye from the first Avengers Assemble, although I believe it was from one of the basic lines. Then it's the white suit version of Black Widow from her solo movie, and of course this was shown at a previous Tamashii event, and this will be the follow-up of course to the black suit version as well as Taskmaster, so expect them to make an announcement very soon. Of course Hasbro do have a line of the Black Widow solo movies and are still making more announcements coming soon. Then we have the Iron Patriot from the Avengers Endgame line, and this was previously shown at the Tamashii event as well. We've seen plenty of War Machines for SHF as well as the Iron Patriot from the Iron Man 2 line, but of course are yet to see this look from the final battle of Endgame. Now Hasbro do have a version of this figure, so it could be a tough choice since the Marvel Legends version is a lot cheaper and just does the job. But of course the SH Figuarts in terms of the material and build will most likely be the better version. Then it's a character that's long due, and that is Vision. Despite seeing him in Age of Ultron, Civil War, Infinity War, as well as WandaVision, we're yet to see this figure in SHF form. Hasbro of course have their own versions with the 2-pack as well as the solo one, and have already made announcements for the WandaVision Spectrum Vision figure. So Bandai should step up and give us the Vision figure soon, whether it's based off his WandaVision or the older films. Then it's the other obvious choice, and that would be Scarlet Witch from the WandaVision series. So Bandai will have to start producing the new Phase 4 figures for the MCU after the Infinity Saga, and Hasbro already have made an announcement for this one, so it will be high in demand. Unless Bandai do make some special effects, alternate head sculpt, or even ability to change the clothing, most people would be happy with the Marvel Legends version. Next would be Baron Zemo from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. So Tamashii Nations have announced Falcon, Bucky, and a John Walker Captain America, so it would make sense for them to follow up and give us a full figure in this series. Hasbro already have a full line of the characters, including a Sam Wilson new Captain America suit, so Bandai already playing catch up. I do expect them to make an announcement for Zemo soon, but they're probably going to wait for the others to be released first. Then is Captain America from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. Just like Zemo, it will be the follow-up to the rest of the line. The Falcon announcement was good, but to some it feels too similar to the Infinity War SHF, so it would make sense for them to reveal the most talked about scene in the series. Hasbro will come out with their version, and of course Diamond Select already have this figure, so I believe this new Captain America look will be coming soon for the SHF. At number 2 is the Winter Soldier, the Bucky figure from the Captain America the Winter Soldier. And although Tamashii Nations have more or less finished with their Infinity Saga and are moving on to the next phase, the one movie they haven't made any figures of is the Captain America sequel. So we have seen Bucky from Infinity War and of course the upcoming Falcon and the Winter Soldier figure, but this one just seems to be the most iconic. Hasbro do have their own version, and of course we've seen other Buckys like the Civil War version, but I know that Bandai have this figure planned already, as we've seen prototypes of this at the exhibitions. So of course we do want to focus on the new MCU, but I believe this one will be a popular one if announced. And finally, it's Captain America from the Winter Soldier, and we have seen plenty of Captain Americas for the SHF, but this is one movie they haven't made one of. And just like the Winter Soldier Bucky figure, they've had a prototype at a previous event, and this suit does look a lot different to the other films. So I expect them to make an announcement, especially if they release the Winter Soldier figure as well. Hasbro, of course, have their own version, but it's a bit outdated now. And again, it's the older film, so the hype is kind of gone. But if Bandai do make their announcements for this, I'm sure it will be a popular one. So, of course, there are some characters I have missed out, like Agent Coulson, Captain Marvel, Groot, and Quicksilver, but I just feel that those figures won't be announced before the ones I mentioned. As for Hasbro, I feel they are setting the standards now by bringing out fantastic waves after waves. And of course, we're going to be seeing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier with the WandaVision figures very soon. And they've already released the Shang-Chi wave as well as the Black Widow solo movies. So it seems as though Hasbro are kind of catching up with the big companies. Whereas maybe a few years ago when you had the Age of Ultron or Civil War, the quality of the Hasbro figures and likeness wasn't as good as the SHF. So that is it from my top 10 list. I think Bandai will announce soon for the MCU line. Of course, I could be wrong and we may have some surprises, so we're just going to have to wait and see. If you want to see more SHF MCU figures, such as reviews, news and collections, hit the subscribe button and stay tuned.